High-end watches have seen a rise in the last 30 years like no other item. Rappers, footballers, top models, entrepreneur, pretty much everyone seems to be a watch collector nowadays. Which, to be honest, is quite crazy because 60 years ago our grandparents used to have one or two watches. It was a Zenith, a Longines, an Omega, and it was merely to read the time. However, in the 70s, during the Japanese quartz crisis, everything changed. The watch industry began finally to market watches as mechanical marvels, as fashion accessories, as something to aim for. They advertised everywhere and with everyone and became a prestigious item that even deserved monobrand boutiques all over the world. The watch industry made something that wasn't desired anymore desirable again. And that thanks to great storytelling, the right marketing strategies, a great distribution, and presence in the most important events all over the world. So you might wonder by now, why do I think that every watch collector is a potential high-end pen collector? Let's discover together, Goodfellas. And while I start, make sure to subscribe to the channel and at the end of the video, leave a like if you like this content. Number one, craftsmanship. The thing that makes watchmaking really attractive and romantic is the way how a mechanical watch is made. There is a huge narrative around the complex craftsmanship behind each single watch manufactured by each single brand. And what I can tell you is that this isn't much different in the high-end pen industry. Actually producing an item that you're going to hold in your hand, that you're going to use, that needs to have the right balance, that has maybe a piston filling mechanism, an ink window, an 18-karat gold nib, which, by the way, is a know-how that very few factories around the world have. That also explains and shows how complex it is, for example, to produce such an item. Now, what's for sure is that a writing instrument has less components than a watch. However, that also can be seen in the price range of a high-end writing instrument compared to the price range of a high-end watch. While a high-end watch, well-made, mechanical, is gonna cost between $2,000 and an infinite amount of dollars, a well-made writing instrument is going to start somewhere between $150 and $7,000. So after visiting the most important manufacturers and brands all over the world, I can tell you that the engineering, the research and development behind the making of a fine writing instrument is extremely complex, and is definitely one of those things that will make you fall in love with this beautiful industry. Number two, statement and status. A watch often makes a strong statement about your financial possibilities, about your culture, about your taste. Therefore, watches have become a status symbol for people all over the world. Writing instruments surely aren't there yet. However, they have a very, very strong potential to become a very powerful statement in different environments, but especially in a business environment. The example I often make is, imagine yourself being in a meeting with 12 other CEOs and you are the one pulling out a pen that is truly special, not the classic Meisterstück that probably everyone else has, but something that really represents you. That's surely gonna make a statement and you're gonna stand out from the crowd. But regarding this point, statement and status, you might argue with me about the fact that you can't wear a pen. Well, first of all, if you're wearing a suit, you definitely can wear the pen on your outside pocket or your inside pocket. However, you're right, you're not really gonna see it as much as a watch, for example. But it is also true that, for example, you can't take your car in a store or in a meeting, or you're not gonna take a painting out to show to everyone. It's something people will see when they enter your house, and most of all, you see when you enter your own house, and it makes you feel in a certain way. Well, in the same way, a writing instrument does a statement in his own way, and it gives you pleasure in a specific segment of your day. And that also automatically brings us to the next point. You create a bond with it. Similar like watches that you wear to do things that cherish you up or go for certain adventures, your pen, you're going to use it to change the course of your own history. And that alone makes it already a very powerful tool. Nowadays, I have pens that I do not carry out of my office because I'm afraid of losing them, because of the importance that they now have since I use them to sign specific documents that have a specific importance in my business career or in my personal life. That also gives me one more reason to go out there and purchase a new writing instruments that I'm gonna carry around and create new memories with. Number 4, collectability. Exactly like watches, pens are highly collectible. You can collect by brand, by model, by style. It's fun to use them, you can rotate them like we used to say, and you know, each specific day, each specific style, each specific situation has its own pen or his own set of pens that you're gonna take with you. And in addition to that, like I was just mentioning, the cool thing about pens is that you can take with you several pens at once. You can't wear 3-4 watches, but pens, you can put them in a nice pen pouch. Each own pen has its own peculiarity. Maybe you're taking a perfect pencil, you're taking a fountain pen, a rollerball, and a ballpoint. Each one has its own style. It's a special edition, a limited edition, and each single piece gives you a certain sensation. And so imagine each morning you pick your watch and then you go at your collector box, open it up, and pick up the right pen that you need to use for that specific day. How cool is that? How classy is that? Number 5, you can buy more for less. While a good luxury watch is at least between $5,000 and $12,000 US, a very well-made writing instrument you're going to find between $500 and $2,000. Obviously, there's always higher price points for special editions, limited editions, pens that are made in a certain way. But if we're thinking about all classic that one needs to have in its own collection, then you know we're exactly in a price range where with $12,000 US, you're already going to have a very enjoyable collection. And that brings us to the earlier point. It's very cool to collect them because you can actually have a very nice, luxurious item in a price range that is more affordable for the mass. Without forgetting that we're talking about a product that you don't really need. You're going to spend the money if you actually want to build up that collection. That's always your own personal decision. Number 6, investment. Now, this is not a professional investment or financial advice. However, I'm going to state as follows. The pen industry has changed when Montblanc and Montegrappa back in the 90s started creating limited edition. When that happened, the pen made a switch from the workhorse in the office to a personal luxury and something collectible. Therefore, the DNA of the pen industry is actually creating limited edition, and that is what happened over the last 30 years. However, we're talking about limited editions between 200 pieces per edition and 5,000 pieces per edition. So we're talking about very small limitation numbers and prices that until now are still quite affordable. The more the market will grow, the more requests there will be about nice writing instruments, the more the market will become bigger, the more people will request a specific edition that was only made in a specific amount of pieces. So it's normal that if right now there are 10 requests for 10 pens, the price is 1. If tomorrow there are gonna be 100 requests for 10 pens, then the price will automatically grow. That's normal math. That's also what I tried to say in that video that went viral. Pen industry is where the watch industry was 30 years ago. Yeah. So I come from the watch industry. I've seen it grow. I've seen what happened over the last 15 years, and the same is going to happen with pens. So the prices will increase dramatically.
This is very
and this is the time to go for things like this. Goodfellas, these were 6, I think, good reasons why I think that each watch collector should and can become a pen collector. Let me know down in the comments if you are a watch and pen collector and what you think about the things that I have just mentioned in this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos that are coming up in the next days, and don't forget that together we are changing the game.